So there's our template for the sound hole and slash tailpiece.
So what we've got to figure out here is the center point. So if I call that my center, 4, 1, 2, and 7/8.
Okay.
1, 2, and 7/8 out to this edge.
Okay.
So I know that 4 is in my center right now. You notice when I did these templates, there's a line scored on the center of them. I just have to line those up with the ones there. So I'm going to need one out to about there. Alright, so now we can pull this neck out of here and get that clamped into place so we can trace it. We'll get that all clamped into place. And we'll call this close. This doesn't need to be absolutely perfect because it's not structural, it's just a hole that the tail piece can come up through. And it doubles as a sound hole so that the air can move in and out of the box. So the next step is to cut out the rough cut on this, and then we'll needle file it in right up to the line. A lot of it is designed to fit the bits that we use. So these circular pieces here and here. These circular pieces here and there are designed to actually fit with the smoothing tools that I have, the Dremel bits, as is this big curve here. From here around the curve all the way down to there. It's very easy to do. And these cut-in pieces, that's where I have to use the needle files to go in and get that all perfect. Alright, so I think I got a process down here. Basically what we do is we use a spiral saw bit to go down through, and then we move it down so it's down in its hole, and then we can do a rough cut that doesn't go up to the line. Doesn't even really matter if it's that close or not, to cut out a big enough area in the middle so that we can get our sanding wheel in.
Okay.
And as you can see, the sanding wheel fits perfectly in the pattern.
Okay.
So it can do this back line here and get down to the line on the tops of those.
Okay.
And then we'll go with the needle file in to get the points done. Okay, there's our hole down through. And then we want to bring the workpiece up so that we're on the blade.
Eating it pretty fast.
I'm not having to push very hard, just giving it steady pressure and guiding it so that it nibbles in the right direction. I could probably get it even closer to the line, but we can't add material back, so it's better to be safe in this kind of circumstance. It'll take longer to do, but I'll have a lot more control.
Damn.
Alright, so that's pretty close. We're still going to have to do little corners with the file, like we said. And now we've got our sound hole slash tailpiece hole.
Sweet.
So that comes right up out of there, nice and neat.
That fits very nicely.
Yep. And there will be some sort of a bridge over the guitar, somewhere around there. So the strings come from that hole up over that, and then up to the nut, which goes here into the tuners. So the only spot where the strings the vibrations can go is through the bridge to the top of this thing. We have to get our hole in place for the pickup, and we do want this as far forward as we can get it. Now the next thing we need to take into consideration is that right here before the neck,
there's a little gradient. Yep.
So this guy right here, if we set it there, you can see it's going almost to the top. So when it mounts, it's only going to be a little tiny bit higher than what it is sitting against the lowest point here. So we can put it a little bit over this to about there. The bottom of the box is a little higher though too. So
oh, I see, yeah.
We should probably just assume that the lowest point on here is where we're going to be able to go. So I'm going to say that is as close to the neck as we can get that pickup.
Okay.
So if we line that up across here, so we've got it taped in place with it centered, square,
yep,
and the right offset back from the neck.
Yep.
So that the bottom of the pickup will clear the through neck.
Spiral saw.
Yeah, it seems to be doing a good job with the tin.
Yep.
So
almost better than wood. It's like wood's harder than tin.
This is very, very thin.
Yeah.
Get that in place. We need to set it up high enough so that we can get our original hole in. Now I can start cutting this one out. So we got the pickup hole in place. Let's check the size.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. That looks pretty good.
Yep. So now for the other test.
Well, you won't be able to get that on. Oh ho ho.
Yep.
Clears. It works?
It does indeed clear.
Nice.
Okay, so we've got our holes drilled, and they're very much in line with the square aspect of this whole thing. So I'm going to drop this guy in. We're going to verify that with the screws. And we're also going to have to figure out a clever way of getting some actual like solid mounting spots underneath these screws.
Because right now they're currently going into thin air,
Yeah.
essentially. Past the past the tin into thin air. It's kind of a tongue twister there.
I'm gonna be careful with these because I don't want to make any marks at all on the Bakelite. So this is just a fit check. Okay. Seems to mount nice and flat. Looks nice and square. Okay. Moving on.
Cool.